You ever have one of those moments where you know something's off, but you can't quite explain it? Maybe your meds hit differently, maybe your stiffness creeps in earlier than usual, or maybe you just feel it in your gut. I remember one morning I was getting ready for work, trying to button up a shirt, same routine I've done year after year, and suddenly my hand just didn't cooperate. Not bad, not scary, just different. And that tiny little change, it rattled me more than anything else. Now, here's the wild part. When I told my doctor about it, you know what he said? Oh, that's normal. Normal? For who? And then it hit me. Sometimes you notice your Parkinson's changing before your doctor ever will. And today we're going to talk about how to recognize it early, clearly, and confidently before it sneaks up on you. Now, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to share something brand new that I've been building that'll help you spot these changes faster. Plus, Carmen's got a care partner corner that you don't want to miss.
Welcome to Living with Parkinson's. The good, the bad, and the reality. Real talk, real life, real community with Bryce Perry. Let's begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to take a second right off the top to thank my loyal viewers and listeners who keep showing up week after week. And a massive welcome to all of our new subscribers and new to the podcast. This community is exploding right now. I mean, the YouTube channel alone grew by over 1,700 subscribers just in September alone. And that's just not numbers, that's people, that's stories, that's a movement forming right here. So if you're new, I'm Bryce, and this is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. Our channel is all about the real stuff, strength, hope, humor, and honest conversations about life with Parkinson's for both those living with it and those who love them. And if that's the kind of space that you've been looking for, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and get involved because this is where we figure it all out together. Now, let me tell you about the day that I knew something had changed. It wasn't dramatic. There wasn't a fall or a big symptom flare up, just a subtle moment that fell off. I was getting ready for work. Meds were on time, same breakfast, same schedule, but my body just felt like it was running a few seconds behind my brain. Like a badly dubbed movie, my thoughts were saying move and my hands were buffering. And of course, I did what most of us do. I blamed something else. I didn't sleep well, too much stress. Maybe I needed some more coffee, which, to be fair, is usually true. But when those little moments start happening more often, you start noticing a pattern. And here's the key: paying attention to those whispers, because Parkinson's rarely shouts at first. It starts with whispers that only you can hear. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't always listen. There were days that Carmen would say, "You're moving slower today." And I'd say, "No, I'm fine," which in Parkinson language means I'm absolutely not fine. And she'd say, "Okay, just checking," which, that's married people code for "I told you so," or "it's going to be." And that's the beauty of having someone who notices. But it's also why self-awareness matters. You can't fix what you don't recognize. Let me say that again. You cannot fix what you don't recognize. So here's what I've learned after 15 years of living with this. Your doctor sees you for 30 minutes every 6 months, if you're lucky. And you live with Parkinson's 24 hours a day, which means you're the expert on your own body, whether you realize it or not. And the sooner you start paying attention to those tiny shifts, the sooner you can bring them up before they turn into something big. And that's the key. That's the key. Now, let's talk about how you can actually notice these changes early. First, you've got to know you're normal. Not normal, you're normal. If you don't know what a good day looks like, you're not going to recognize a bad one creeping in. I used to think I just remember how things were going. Spoiler alert, I didn't. That's like trusting me to remember where I left my keys for the car. And you trust me, I never, ever remember where they are. And that's why I started jotting down little notes, nothing fancy, just quick observations. When I took my meds, when they kicked in, and how long they lasted, and how my energy felt. And what I started to see was a rhythm, a pattern that told me more than any single appointment ever could. And I'll tell you a secret. The people who know their patterns are the ones who feel more in control because instead of reacting, they're responding. So if you ever notice something off and thought, maybe I'm just imagining it, you're probably not. You're just picking up the signals before the professionals do. Honestly, that's power. Now, who wants some power? If you want some power? Put power in the comments. Now, I want to share something from Carmen in what we call Carmen's Care Partner Corner. And she wrote this for all the care partners out there. And she said, we don't always notice the big moments. It's the little things, the way you move a bit slower, the pause before standing, and the extra sigh when you sit back down. At first, I used to think maybe it's nothing. I didn't want to nag. I didn't want him to feel watched. But now I realize those little things are often the first signs that something's changing. So, my tip for care partners: pay attention, but with kindness. Ask, don't assume. Offer, don't override. And if you're a care partner watching this, I want you to comment hashtag I'm seeing you, hashtag I'm seeing you down below, because that's what this is all about. Seeing each other, not just the symptoms. I love that. That's Carmen in a nutshell. Practical, kind, to the point, but always reminding us that this is a shared journey. Now, if you made it this far, you're probably realizing this isn't really a video about symptoms. It's about awareness. It's about being tuned into your body, your relationships, and your patterns. So here are a few things that you can do starting today to stay ahead of your own Parkinson's curve. Number one, notice patterns, not moments. A single off day doesn't mean your meds are failing or your disease is progressing. But 3 days in a row, well, now that's worth starting to pay attention to. For me, I noticed stiffness showing up earlier in the morning. Instead of panicking, I wrote it down. And when I mentioned it to my neurologist, we adjusted my timing slightly. And guess what? My mornings improved. One small note, one big payoff. Number two, loop in your care partner. They see things that you miss, and sometimes they see things that you don't want to admit. Carmen once noticed I was dragging my right foot before I did. I thought she was just imagining it until I watched a video of myself walking. She was right. She still reminds me of that regularly. Thanks, Carmen. Thanks, Parkinsons. Your care partner can be your best feedback loop if you let them in, and you have to let them in. Okay. Now, number three, write down or track what's changing. I know it sounds boring, but it's not about data. It's about patterns. Write down when your meds kick in, when you ate, how you slept, how you felt. Did you exercise? And after a week, you'll start seeing things that you could possibly remember otherwise. And that's exactly why I've been working on something behind the scenes that's going to make this so much easier for the entire community. And it's called the Doing Life Today Meds Tracker, a simple free tool that I'm designing specifically for people with Parkinson's. And I'm building it because I want it to connect the dots between timing, between symptoms, between meals, and how I feel. Now it's coming soon, and trust me, it's going to be change the game. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the launch next week. And here's what I want you to remember. Your doctor might treat Parkinson's, but you live it. You live it every day, every hour. That means you often see the changes first. Don't ignore them. Don't downplay them. Notice them, write them down, talk about them. Now, if this resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell me this. What's one thing that you've noticed lately that others might have missed? Because the more we share, the more we learn, and the less this disease gets to surprise us. Now, if you haven't already, you might consider joining the Inner Circle for deeper conversations and support. It's something that is just incredible to me. It's a community. It's growing. It's exploding. And inside, they're going deeper. They're keeping each other accountable, and there's some really cool stuff happening. And if you're new to Parkinson's, you're newly diagnosed, or just ready to get going on your journey here and start learning some stuff, boot camp starting soon. Check out the links in all the descriptions for both. I will tell you there is only 9 seats left for boot camp, so don't miss it. And if you haven't already, subscribe because we've got some big things coming. And guess what? You've unlocked today's Bryce-ism. With Parkinson's, your body whispers before it shouts. The trick is learning to listen. There you go. It's just for you. I know what you're thinking. It's for everybody. No, it's not. That was just for you. And I need you to remember this. Until next time, I want you to keep showing up. I want you to keep noticing. I want you to keep tracking. And I want you to keep doing life today.